Welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk about the real reason Madison was killed off of Fear the Walking Dead. Now, for a while, it did seem like the main focus was, in fact, the Clark family. The core would be Nick, Alicia, Madison, and Travis. Chris, possibly. But he got killed off, so then we thought the core focus would be a damaged Travis, Madison holding together him as well as her two kids, and how they grew in this new world. Then Travis unexpectedly died, and it seemed like it fit in place now that it had to be Madison and her two kids. Ratings slumped as well for the third season, and there was talks about something they said they would never, ever do. It contradicted the main reason for having Fear the Walking Dead take place on the West Coast. The main reason was to have Fear the Walking Dead succeed on its own, build a fan base on its own, and not suckle off the teat, so to speak, of the main show. And that's not an insult. That's literally what they set out to do. Different words, sure. So then with the third season coming to an end, there's confirmation of the crossover. There's confirmation of the showrunner stepping down and taking other projects with AMC, kind of a mutual thing. And they were going to bring in two new showrunners as well as bring over Scott Gimple from the main show as an executive producer. He would later get bumped up even further as a chief content officer. So he oversees both The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, and any spin-offs they do in video games that are canon, in books, in future projects, and there's no limits to that. From anything from books to movies and other companion shows, he is the guy at top, making sure everything is consistent and the brand stays strong. That's as easy and simple as I can put it. That's his main job. Angela Kang is running The Walking Dead, and we have two new showrunners on Fear the Walking Dead entering its fourth season. So they made a big deal about keeping it a mystery who would cross over to Fear the Walking Dead from the main show, and it was revealed that it was Morgan Jones, Lenny James, from the main show, who plays Morgan Jones. Boy, I said that backwards. Lenny James, who plays Morgan Jones from the Walking Dead main show. Now, at first, I honestly thought they were just going to use him for hype and ratings and branch the two shows, bringing them closer together in location in the world. So that way we can have the Walking Dead characters sometimes cameo in Fear the Walking Dead, and vice versa. Sometimes have Fear the Walking Dead characters cameo in The Walking Dead. And that would mean they bring Morgan over to season 4. They connect them in the group, and then they would bring the group closer to Alexandria, but not make it all the way. Something would keep them just a little bit away, and that way they can bounce between shows. Morgan will check on his people, bring some Fear group in, have a cameo in season 9 and possibly 10, and then they can continue bouncing characters around depending on how the stories evolved. However, early on in season 4, we saw what appeared to be a soft reboot, and it all started to make sense, especially how it ended. Morgan Jones was a supporting character in the Walking Dead main show. An important character, sure, but a supporting character. And besides this being an art, and besides this being entertainment, this is also a job. This is also a career. So Madison dies in the mid-season finale. They do a jumble mystery timeline that unfolds and reveals her death when a lot of fans thought she was just missing or separated from her kids. And it was revealed that she would die. And fans were livid. Some fans were okay with it. Some fans were livid. Some fans were confused. And then we get closer to the end of season 4 in Fear the Walking Dead. And it finally happened. What a lot of fans were predicting. Morgan gradually became the leader of the group. Hence, the leader of the show. The main cast member leading Fear the Walking Dead is a character from the original The Walking Dead show. And it appears they either didn't want 2 lead characters bumping heads. We don't know the specifics. I mean, it could be just that simple. But I think it comes down to one thing. And I don't want Lenny James to be the villain or seem like the villain, because it could be pitched to him like this, and it most likely was. You're a supporting character on The Walking Dead. We need you to come over. We need the 2 shows to connect, and we need the ratings to come up some. We're going to offer you the lead role in Fear the Walking Dead if you cross over. I don't think they pitched it to him saying, we're going to get rid of Madison and you're going to take the lead. I think they pitched it to him and said, you're going to go from a supporting on the main show to a lead on the companion show. We got great things planned, and we need you as lead because the way the story unfolds, we're losing our lead halfway through. They could have said, we're getting rid of Madison. It's not working. We need you to be the lead. Or Lenny could have even said, and keep in mind, I don't think this happened. It could have, but he could have said, I'm not going unless I get something concrete, unless I get a leading role. And they said, okay, we'll bump Madison for Morgan. Like I said, I don't believe that was the case. I do personally believe that they pitched it to him, that they're losing their lead. For whatever reason, they decided it didn't work, and they were going to give him that lead role. Now that the series has ended, I don't think there's any way to look at this any different. If we hear otherwise, sure, but this doesn't seem like it's something they'll talk about. They're not going to come out and say, yeah, you know, contract-wise, it's a career thing. They rarely talk about the career thing. A part of me kind of feels like maybe they do it to keep the aura of, you know, the legend of the artwork, keep it more artsy, keep it more humble, keep it more about the entertainment. But at the end of the day, it has a lot to do with careers and stuff like that. So I personally think that is definitely what happened. They brought in somebody from the main show, gave them the lead as part of not only the story, but as part of incentive for coming over to Fear the Walking Dead. So you guys give me your thoughts and opinions down in that comment box. Do you think this is the case? Or do you think he just coincidentally became the lead character as the old lead character was killed off the show? Put those thoughts and opinions down in that comment box. That's all I gotta say. I'm done talking, so it's your turn.